Welcome back to my channel. Today, I will be visiting the National Museum. The National Museum has a permanent gallery that consists of multiple exhibits about World War II in Singapore, the aftermath of World War II, and many more. The National Museum is located near Dhoby Ghaut, Bencoolen and Bras Basah MRT. The Bencoolen MRT station is nearest to the National Museum, and it is where I am currently at. In front of me is the Rendezvous Hotel. The National Museum is just up ahead. Entry into the National Museum is free for all Singaporean citizens and permanent residents. The entry process was really simple. I just had to scan my student card and collect an entry sticker and I was ready to go. The first exhibit I will be heading to is called Shionto, which was Singapore's name during the Japanese occupation. Unfortunately, I am not allowed to film in this exhibit. Therefore, I will show you pictures and play a sound that I recorded in the exhibit. The chandeliers used to swing back and forth like this. It's time to enter the exhibit. I am playing an audio track to recreate what I heard in the exhibit. The exhibit starts off with posters about Japanese movies that were played during the Japanese occupation at cinemas. These notes are called the banana money, which was the currency used during the Japanese occupation. These are receipts by various stores selling items such as jewellery. This is an old sewing machine. These are molds to make something called kueh. There are many types of kueh, and it is mainly a dessert that consists of glutinous rice, coconut milk, and many other ingredients. This portion of the exhibit is about recounts from survivors of the Japanese occupation. These are 3 of the many survivors. On to the next exhibit titled The Modern Colony. This exhibit is about the British rule in Singapore before the Japanese occupation. I will just show pictures of the exhibit as it is mainly about outfits in the British War. I am heading over to the next exhibit called The Glass Rotunda. This is the ground floor of the glass rotunda. Before COVID-19, people would just sit here and admire the flowers. On to the next and final exhibit of the permanent gallery, the history of Singapore. This was life in Singapore in the 14th century. This is Sir Stanley Raffles. He discovered Singapore in the year 1819 and established a trading port. This is called an abacus. I used to use it for math when I was younger. This is an example of an opium den. This is the Maharam Temple. I visited the temple during my video on Chinatown. The video link will be in the description box down below. This video explains how Japan began the invasion of Asia during World War II. This is called the Brand submachine gun. These were the bicycles that the Japanese used to enter Singapore after conquering Malaysia. It is quite obvious that the British were outnumbered. Elizabeth Chou was the person who helped prisoners of war by secretly giving them money and food. This is David Marshall. He was the former Chief Minister of Singapore. This part of the exhibit talks about how Singapore became independent and the general elections. This is the late Lee Kuan Yew. He was one of the founding fathers of Singapore. This is how a typical Singaporean household used to look like in the 1970s. That's the end of the exhibition. I shall end the video with some pictures taken during the visit. That's it, thanks for watching. Do follow me on Instagram and do click that subscribe button down below if you haven't.